it's Amy with Paper Moon Journals. I'm still using my free time before my treatment to get as much crafting done as I can on the days I feel good. And this is a like a Jane Austen inspired, but to me it felt very Bridgerton, and some of the characters looked right out of Bridgerton to me. It was inspired by a kit by Miles Beyond the Moon called like Letters to Jane or something like that. Jane was definitely in the name. It's one of their newer kits. And of course, I added some generic kits from like Sam Poole with the different invoices and things like that. Some pink monarch prints. I know some of the generic faux ephemera is from Pink Monarch prints. Always, there's plenty of pixie dust files in there. I added lots of lace, tons of glitter, and really made this elegant with gold and other embellishments, lots of jewelry grade charms. It looks like I put the page count up in the corner. I can't quite read it. I think it's something like 160 pages, something like that. It'll say in the Etsy description it's available for purchase now. I recently reduced the price as well, and there should be a sale going on in my shop. If there's not a sale going on and it is before the 18th, please go ahead and reach out. I'll be getting a medical treatment on the 18th that is necessary yet risky. And so I'm just trying to get everything made that I can and make sure I can complete all my orders and everything. Before any of that happens by having a sale. Again, I think the sale was supposed to go on all the way through like the 18th. If it didn't, and June 18th, 2026, and you're interested in this, please let me know. If you're not able to buy a journal or, a digital or something from the shop, but you did still want to help support the channel, then prayers are always appreciated. Prayers for strength, mostly prayers for the doctors to figure stuff out, because they like to pass the buck. They don't like to talk to each other, and that's been the crux of this all along, is they say, sorry, that's his deal, I'm not getting involved in that. Things like that. So I've got conflicting things going on, causing some pretty serious problems with my health. But I just wanted to show how there's plenty of ephemera. You can use the ephemera to make pockets, tuck stuff in the pockets, how fun and easy it is. And that's one of the ways you can play with and use your journal. You can also keep favorite sentiments, mementos of the day, favorite Bible sayings or quotes. If you're concerned about your writing, you can always write on the backs of things or type it up, print it out, and paste it in. If you inked up the edges, if you had something like that, that would make it look even nicer. If you wanted to do something like that, you can paste photos in, like into the framed images and ephemera. Those look really nice. You can use it like a scrapbook, album diary. They're also just lovely to look at, and I find that some people like to just keep them laying out to look at and to look through. This has positive sentiments in it as well. I do always leave plenty of spaces for writing with the hope that somebody will write in them. I'll admit myself, the few that I've kept as examples of my work, when I want a journal to write in, I can't make myself write in them either, and find myself deciding to make a brand new journal instead. Something less elaborate, something less pretty. I don't know why that is true, but it definitely is. Even with as many as I have and everything I look at, I'm like, but look at the doily, look at this, look at that, and then we'll decide that it's just too nice to actually use. So there it sits, getting unused, collecting dust instead. But I do love them, and it is nice to go back and, as I said, look at them and enjoy them in that way. If you have company or friends come over, sharing it with them. A lot of people have never heard of such a thing or seen it, and if they're interested, some people are really not that interested, but people who like paper products or crafting or things like that, some people will be quite amazed, and it can be really delightful to find somebody else who shares your passion for these kinds of craft or art projects. I made plenty of collage tags with my scraps. I have a video on that. I cut 2.5 inches off the end of my scrapbooking paper when I make the covers, and then fold those in half, glue them shut, use my tag top punch, and some eyelets to make tags. This one, the ephemera was so pretty, I actually did double up. So the kit ephemera, there's 2 of every piece of ephemera that came with the kit, not more than 2. Some of them are similar looking. And often I don't do that. I'll just use one of each of the kit ephemera. Here again, you could use that to be a belly band, trim the ends, and then tuck some of the things from the envelope. There's more ephemera in every pocket and envelope than what you need, so that you could easily take it out and use it to create the spreads or in other projects, especially the faux vintage ephemera. I thought about offering packs of the faux vintage ephemera that I prepared on days I'm not feeling grand. Some days I'm up to doing that, just cutting and gluing out generic vintage faux ephemera in various sizes. So I have stacks and stacks, frankly a tub of that from the last, I think it took me about 3 weeks of being well enough to do that before I could actually start crafting things like this, making covers, adding lace, adding glitter. It takes so much time and energy. It's really surprising. I put my heart and soul into every one. I hope that they become, cherished heirlooms for somebody. The way I covet artwork that I buy from other people on Etsy, or at least that I used to. Right now we're having some pretty severe financial problems. As an accountant, getting sick during the first week of April was pretty disastrous for my business. And people who have purchased from my shop this month have made all the difference for the month of June. And again, it really warmed my heart that if anything could go wrong, with the next treatment, that my works won't just be stuffed in a box or thrown into the garbage if anything happens to me, that they'll be in the hands of people who love them and will admire them. To that extent, if there's something you want in the shop and you just can't afford it, again, before June 18th, let me know. Maybe I'll send you a special coupon and make sure that you get it. If I at least just don't have to pay shipping or Etsy fees on some of those, just to make sure that they go to a good home. I really appreciate somebody who went and bought my giant Christmas album kit. I did mention that, even if it's out of season, please go check it out and pick it up. I'm not sure if in the fall or by winter, if I will be in any condition to craft or even ship things. I'm hoping that I will. I hope and I pray every day, that things will be okay. And, after the last treatment, I didn't know I'd see Mother's Day. There was some doubt about that, and I did. I was not well on Mother's Day, but I was so shocked and surprised about the Mother's Day flowers. It brought tears to my eyes because I didn't realize I had made it. I had made it to Mother's Day. So aside from bringing it up, I don't like talking about specifically the medication or the problems. Specifics stress me out, might stress out others with similar conditions. Everybody has something. Everybody's going through something. So I used to really just try so hard to keep it positive and never bring anything up. But at this point, if something should happen, I would just disappear off the internet. There'd be no family posts sharing what had happened to me on any of my social media accounts. There'd just suddenly be no answer from my Etsy shop or anything like that. Even if I was just too sick, actually, but still around. You would eventually hear back from me. I'd get well enough to open the Etsy app or open my email and see it. Pick up my phone, frankly. Be well enough to pick up my phone, open my email, do things like that. And I would eventually respond. If I could, feel myself getting sick, obviously I'll put the shop on vacation so that to make sure, orders wouldn't go unfilled. But yeah, it's... as somebody who's only 57 and who's never had any serious illnesses, I'm sure making up for it now. With them kind of piling onto each other with a bit of a catch-22. They can't fix one problem because of this other problem, and they can't fix that because of this other thing, and so on and so forth. Nobody's talking to each other. So I'm pretty sure everything could be resolved if we just get everybody talking to each other and working on a combined solution. But that's not the way the medical system I'm involved in works. I do live in a rural area. I'm on Medi-Cal, and things have gotten bad enough that we're fortunate enough to get food stamps at this point. So, yeah, the sale of the journal allowed me to buy some more cardstock. I had run out. I was running out of ink and some of my other supplies, so that was amazing, and helped us make ends meet for another month. So that was huge. Part of my illness has me on a special diet that is extreme hypoglycemic. It's just meat, cheese, and occasionally some nuts. It's a very expensive diet because with the hypoglycemia, I have to eat enough of it, and it's pretty much just straight meat. It is literally just straight meat and cheese. That's it, with a handful of nuts. There are no carbs in my diet at all that don't come in maybe some of the cured meats or as milk sugars. So that's been a big challenge, and the least of my problems is the extreme hypoglycemia. We're still trying to get the doctor on the same page. He had me get the glucose monitor to show him what I already had, figured out and knew I needed help with. At some point, maybe they'll prescribe me something. So you could use that tiny little piece glued in another place. Sorry for me going on and on about myself. I wish everybody else well, and I pray for others that they be well in the struggles that they're having. That the medical system the way it is, I'm sure there's many other people also struggling with maybe not getting the right combination of care, and all of you are in my prayers. Those of you who are doing well and healthy, congratulations, and I'm so happy for you. Hopefully you're looking at this video for inspiration, or have tuned me out and put on music so you can have a happy day. I'll pipe down and stop talking about myself, put on some music for the last few minutes of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, it's available for sale in my Etsy shop. It literally makes me cry tears of joy every time I get a sale in my Etsy shop at this point, since these might be some of the last things that I create. Best case scenario for some time. I have 2 other works that are in progress that I hope to finish before the treatment starts, get a chance to share and get listed. I may or may not. I have a design team project I will definitely get started and share before things go. My printer's in a room with somebody who sleeps in late, so I can't get started until the afternoon. I have to be feeling good in the afternoon, and the person in the room with my printer is awake. So there's that. But yes, enough about me. Let's get some music going. Again, if you like to watch my videos and you don't want to hear about me, I totally get it. Just put the mute on and listen to some music. Maybe even speed it up with the little gear if you wanted. But please enjoy and have a beautiful day. And God bless you all.